G'day everyone, welcome to today's YouTube video. My name is James, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. This is going to be super long, super chatty, maybe a bit emotional. I've also got the laundry in the background, so forgive me if you can hear that. It's also kind of late at night, so I'm feeling a little low energy. Not low feeling, but I'm probably not going to be as crazy as I usually am. I mean, I say that now. I know I'm going to start looking through these and I'm going to get really excited, but I'm going to take this out. This is a traveler's notebook, what are they called? Like a folder, a little craft folder. Comes with these metal rods that, I mean, this is just so unnecessarily extra, and I don't know why I keep falling for it, but I keep thinking this is going to be a beautiful way to store all of my traveler's notebook inserts, but they get so chunky, I can only ever fit 2 in there, so it's a bit of overkill having these like 5 tension rods. Anyway, that's what they look like. They're supposed to hold completed traveler's notebooks and be a good way to store them. I have 2. One holds my Japan journals, and then this one holds my Australia journals. These are 2 traveler's notebooks, and this one over here is mine, and this one is my nephew Elijah's. And I don't even know how to preface all of this. Hopefully you've seen some of my lead up to this video. I went home over 2021 Christmas, back to Australia for the first time in a couple of years, and stayed until New Year, a couple of weeks into New Year actually, and the entire time my nephew Elijah, who was 6 and then turned 7 over that period, wanted to keep a journal with me. Every time I would pull out my journal, he would have this journal and he would pull his out and he would start working in it. So essentially I've got 2 travel journals here, but this one's done by my 7-year-old nephew, and it is the cutest thing, and this is probably what you showed up for, so I think we should probably flip this. And let's maybe flip this first because it's just so cute and I want to show you it. It's kind of what inspired almost everything in my journal, so we'll get to that later. Essentially, he's a very creative little boy. He's also like just a regular little boy. I can't say that this is like his passion over everything else, but he does have a really strong connection to creativity and he just loves his arts and crafts. So that's something that we bond over a lot. Whereas that was kind of the only thing I did, arts and crafts and dancing, he'll also like play trucks and cars and run outside and do bikes and stuff. So he's just like, he's into everything, but he does love his arts and crafts. His name is Elijah. I call him Liji Lulu or any other name under the sun. And this was his travel journal. He chose everything. He did everything, fully self-motivated. He would sometimes work on it when I was, not working on mine, or like when I wasn't doing anything, he would just ask if we could work on our journals. He just really, really loved it. This, I had a bunch of photos that I printed out. He also cut them up and he made these little tip-ins. So these are our family members. We had some family photos at the beach. He's put their little names on behind them. That's his mum, that's him there. There'll be more photos of him in here. It's my stepdad, my mum and I. So yeah, this is how he draws people. We did a little page in 10 video about drawing people like him. That's his other G-dad. So I have a little, here. I took my Sky Bambi companion with me to Australia, and I have a little leather wallet inside of it, an accordion folder full of photos that are just, they're on sticker photo paper. They're just ready to go. Now, Elijah has like a real obsession with stickers. And then when he found out that I'd turned the photos of him and his mother and like my own life into stickers, he just became obsessed. So a lot of these are just stickers he found in there that related to him. And for some reason, he had a thing for Oliver as well, my cat. So these are just photos that were in there, but he really loves the cat. This is his sister, Savannah. She's new. She was brought into the world last year. That's Liji Lulu and his mum. So his mum is my little sister. And the age difference between him and his little sister is the same gap that my sister and I have. So it's really interesting kind of watching history repeat itself. And especially over the Christmas period, we went to Southwest Rocks, which is the holiday destination my family have been going to for centuries. And yeah, it's funny to kind of watch him at the age where I have a lot of my formative memories there, and to live vicariously through him in those experiences is just amazing. So he had these googly eyes. You'll see a lot of googly eyes in there. He loves them. He is not afraid to add something to his journal. Him and his cousin, more of our photo stickers. This is when he was a baby, and my sister and I used to do holiday themed photo shoots. So this was our Halloween shoot. We did Snow White and the Huntsman, and he was dopey because he has these little ears, like little winged ears. I think he's so cute. I can't wait for him to grow up and hate that I'm saying that. This, we also got him a stamp. Well, I think I had it, but it quickly became his favorite thing. He put these happy faces anywhere he felt happy or proud of his work. So you will see it's on every single page. And if you're not feeling that way about your journaling, we need to address it. Like, come with me on a journey to get yourself to there. Which I'm also on a journey to get to here. I don't know what happens between age 7 and age that we lose all of that. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm losing all of it. I actually do feel happy about a lot. But I mean, it just impressed me when he was like, yeah, I love everything. Like all of it. He loves all of it. It was all perfect to him. And that was amazing to me. Stickers. He has lots of sticker books, so he goes nuts with those. He also loves washi tape. This was him collecting samples of his Christmas wrapping paper because he saw me doing that and he loved that. This was a coloring book. I cut that out for him and he stuck it in there. He also has like little name tags, so he's got his name everywhere in here. It's so I think that's something you do as children. You just write your name on everything because it's one of the first things you learn how to write. He loves his rainbows too. I keep this near me, this journal at all times, because just for inspiration, just to steal some of his color palettes and his ideas. Now this, I wish you could smell. These journals are actually scented because we had cut up. My mum gave us these beautiful handmade soaps for, I don't know if they're handmade, but they're Australian made. She gave us these beautiful soaps for Christmas, and this one is so nice. I've got the other part of it in my journal that says what it is, but the whole journal smells like that. It's really nice. So we both we have scented journals, which maybe that's the new thing. Maybe we'll introduce that to the world. That's his mum. That's my little sister. This is back. Well, I'm gonna say back when I edited my photos like crazy. I still do, but my skin tone's a little less yellow these days. I thought that was like spot on when I edited it. Now I look at it, she looks like a Simpson character. But it's still beautiful of her. That was when she was pregnant with him. So that was a long time ago now. And that's Lige and I holding hands at Southwest Rocks years ago. So I found it funny that he recognized that photo was us. I have like, oh, I'm going to get emotional talking about it. I have some of the biggest guilt I think I feel in life not being in Australia and close to my family, like physically close, because for a lot of my career, I traveled and performed, and I would only be at home for like 2 to 3 months a year, which sounds like a lot, but you know, I left when my sister was 11 to go to Japan. No, she was turning 12. So it feels like for a lot of those like teen years, I would only ever dip in a couple of months a year. And obviously we were always attached and always connected and always really close. But I feel like even now with this new generation with Elijah and Savannah and all our other nieces and nephews, I just feel guilty that I'm not close to them. And it's a guilt because I want to be. None of them make me feel guilty about it. But I think I would really I'd love a world where I could just jump in to their lives like every day. But maybe that's asking a lot. Oh, who knows? Who knows what's in store? This is a picture of his family. This is how he draws people. I absolutely love it. He had an obsession with the colored pencil as well, the rainbow colored pencil. I think I took this exact set of pencils actually. Oh, it's not in here. Wouldn't you know it? It's a black PAL one. But I don't know how you get them. I think they're kind of difficult to get. I was gifted both of mine. This I thought was a hand as well. That's actually his little sister. That's Sav. Battered Sav. There she is. I think I'm going to get carried away because these photos are they evoke so many memories for me, and I have to tell you what they are because I know they look crazy. This is little Sav. She was born on July 4th. Oh, poor Siobhan. I shouldn't put her in there like that. Oh, there you go. There's her glamorous side up there. This was when she had just given birth and come home. Baby. That was Siobhan. That was her, my little baby sister when she was born with my mum. You do that with children, don't you? Like when new babies, you just compare baby photos of the parents and try to figure out who they're like. Elijah is definitely very much my sister, and Savannah is very much like her father. In fact, we just call her like a little version of him. It's really cute. And it's so funny to me that they're both blonde because my sister is naturally very dark features. But yeah, this was Siobhan. This is one of our Halloween shoots while she was pregnant. I did all of her makeup to look like a plastic surgery victim. She was sat in a recliner chair the whole time and actually fell asleep because she was very pregnant at the time. and she was just in and out of getting her rest. So I always remember doing that shoot with her, and she only woke up to do the modeling and then fell back asleep. I fully did all that makeup on her while she was fast asleep with that baby. Him kicking around inside of her. That was probably the scariest part of the shoot. There's little baby Sav when she was born. So Elijah has a bit of a fondness for washi tape, like I said, but he is a master at utilizing a lot of it for stripes. He just does lots of striped pages. There's full double page stripe pages. There's single full spreads. Like anything, there is no restraint when it comes to washi tape. And can I just say this, because I think it would panic anyone who is a bit of a washi connoisseur like myself. There's still a ton of washi tape left. All of these rolls still look more than 3/4 full. So if that just goes to show you can never actually run out of the washi tape, it's your sign to like literally just do a double page spread. In fact, maybe I'll do that in a page in 10. That would be really funny to make everyone really upset. But yeah, we should just be using more of it, because I for sure thought he was going to run a roll out. There's still so much left, and you should see the rest. More of his little googly eyes. More photos. This is Savannah at the beach. Elijah loves a good fussy cutting. Oh, here, Elijah's Straya journal. So there was a lot of things that we did, like as I was doing it, because I called mine James's Straya journal, he would do it as well. So a few things in here are like that, but for the most part, he did a lot of it just fully himself. But there are a few things we collaborated on, let's say that. And these were his markers. I was going to steal them. I don't know what they are, but they fully bleed through. I think they're an alcohol and a like metallic pigment mix, but it's weird. It's silver, but it'll outline it in a color. You might have seen them before. His nan got him those. Not my mum, his dad's side. It's so weird to me. Not to put a whole bunch of personal history out here, but I only ever had one set of grandparents, so it's weird to me to think that people have two sets and they have different names. Or you can have more than two sets, right? You can have tons. So I always feel like I have to clarify where they come from, but I guess I could just say the nan. Doesn't really matter, does it? These are more little stamps. We got a little friction stamper, a little cat paw. I have his candy cane, so I made him a little candy cane that he put in his Chico roll wrapper. Oh, I'd kill for a Chico roll right now. Can someone please mail me one? Could you imagine? Just one single Chico roll. And he had a cat sticker book as well. And then he thought that was a good way to represent Oliver and Bianca, who he has a bit of a fascination with, and he's never met them, like, in person. So I don't know where it comes from. My sister said that he started bargaining for a cat. So I think, maybe he just likes them because he likes cats. Because, yeah, I don't know why. For all intents and purposes, he shouldn't really care who Oliver and Bianca are, but I think he just really loves cats. I love this rainbow. Super cute color palette. This is the one I want to steal for something. Make a mental note. Steal Nephew's color palette. Look, more washi pages, washi spreads, more names. We did this together. We did these Santa Clauses. I have one in my journal as well. That I'll show you in a minute. These are our family photo at Southwest Rocks. This is everyone. Well, this is even everyone that was at the Christmas holiday. We had these matching fruit, like, full things. Anyway, that's my twin brother Caleb and his family. There's my mom, and there's Siobhan and her family, and my auntie and her dog. So that is my family. I had a really lovely time, and it does get a little bit hard to look back at these things because there's so much joyous memory attached to there's some family stuff attached, obviously, but there's just so much joy attached to all these memories, and I don't want to sit here and feel sorry for myself and just, sook and whinge through the whole video, but I miss it so much. It's such a good sad feeling that I loved it so much. Here was the little gumnut babies we did for Merry Mix Media last year. My mum decided to make me host a live session of that on holiday, which was nice. So we did those. And I think this is sketchbook paper. I think this insert is a Traveler's Notebook sketchbook one, because when I used the watercolor on it, it had this weird dotting. It didn't pill, it just dotted. Like it was like a water stain in a speckly dot pattern. So I don't know about that. More photos that Elijah Lou found. He's changing Savannah's name to Eliza sometimes. I don't know. I don't know what that's about. He did it multiple times and he would tell me that he was doing it as well. So him just being creative. This was a little, I don't know if you can see this photo. When he was younger, I made paper flower walls to take photos of him in front of, just because I thought, like, I've got nothing else to do, why not? And this is just a cute little photo of him when he was a baby over there as well. I was at home, there's my sister. I was at home after my accident when I was working on Disney Cruise Lines back in 2015. This is when I fell into all of art journaling, was around this time when he was this age. And my sister would go to work and my auntie and I would take care of Elijah at home. Well, and then auntie would take care of me as well because I was recovering from my accident. So it was just a really odd, like, special time of my life where, like, every day for a year and a half was just out on the property, like out on the farm, just quiet. It was just daily life. I mean, I remembered through, I don't want to get off topic, but I remember all through that process, I was like, I really need to make the most of this feeling because I think this is really special and I don't know if I'll ever get an opportunity to be this slow again and to be this close to my family and for this long and to watch a baby, you know, age, like grow up a little bit in front of me and to take care of him. It was really, really special. So I love that. Here's a little boy. Here's a little photo strips of my amateur photography I took at Southwest Rocks that I was really proud of. He put them in here because this is him doing his skate tricks at the skate park. And then more photos from Southwest Rocks. These are from my little mini camera, little orange mini cam. He was cutting out some stuff. He was collecting ephemera. He would ask why I kept taking things out of magazines or why I would keep certain bits of rubbish because he would be like, throw it away. And I would say, oh, I'm going to cut it out and I'm going to put it in there so I can remember it. So then he started cutting out things that he wanted to remember, which for some reason was the Nivea philosophy on skin and this tropical destination that he said was Southwest Rocks. So I guess he just loves taking care of his skin and beaches. These nicknames we did in my journal and he put them in here as well. These are all the nicknames that we have for him and all the nicknames we have for his sister. He had drawn these for Merry Mix Media when we did that, like, what was it called? Festive Treats. It was a stacking that looked like a Christmas tree of food. He did some of his favorite foods, which he loves shapes. Oh, that's come off already. I'll have to glue that back on. You know what? I'm going to do it right here, right now in front of you. I won't glue it. I'll put some of this tape on there. It's probably because there's chicken crimpy grease on there. I do love chicken shapes. It's so yum. There we go. But this was from his pavlova, his tiny teddies, and his chocolate cookies. Yep. And a Chupa Chup is a lollipop. And there's another picture of a cat for Oliver. And then this is his double page washi spread. Love that. Another full page washi, well, half a page with this Bonds bag. Another rainbow. I loved his little gutter rainbow here. I stole that idea from him. This was his birthday. We drew a quick little picture for him. He went bowling for his 7th birthday, so he loved that. More full page washi. Lots of happiness. And then this was us at the pool. I would throw the children in the pool, like when in the pool. I didn't throw them in. Once we were in there, I would lift them out of the pool and just throw them. They love it. I was trying to pretend like it was a workout for me, but I was exhausted. Yeah, it's funny to me to be that uncle. I don't know what I ever anticipated I would be like as an uncle to little boys, but because I've never been interested in, like, I don't play football or cricket or any, I just feel like I was probably more suited to be an uncle to little girls. But for some reason, I guess I've taken to it and I do all those things that I just never expected myself to do. So it's nice. They really enjoy it, which I think makes me enjoy it. But yeah, I couldn't have foreseen that for myself in the future. So that was us throwing around in the pool. I don't know why he did there's that thing again. He just loves this picture, I think. And there's the cat. Why did we have 2 of these? Well, he really loves this. This is his #1 ephemera because it repeats. He's a true journaler. He's got multiples of things. This is our family photo. A very practical solution to the fact that he'd glued it over 2 pages. Just cut it right down the middle. he was also the one putting cat faces on pictures. So that's where my sister came up with this. His mum made this for me, which I treasure. This is our family photo. Everyone has cats. So the creativity really runs strong in that family. And then, oh, this isn't his last, the next one's his last page. Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. Daryl Lee bullets, love those. More washi. I had to go and get a COVID-19 test, so this was that. And I don't know, oh, this was the Coke No Sugar, because my mum drew that. And this is him skateboarding. My mum did a drawing of a Coke can in my journal. I'll show you that soon. And then another candy cane. Final pages, more happiness, more happiness. This on the front was also everyone from our family, because right in the back of my journal, I had done a little lineup of people from the family, or who on the family holiday, I think. Not even, it was whoever I could fit, just family members. So he had done that as well. But this is Elijah's journal. I absolutely adore it. I treasure it. I decided to keep it because as if I was not going to. Or maybe I'll give it back to his mum when he's older. But he's done another journal. I think my mum has the other journal that he did a few years ago. This is not even the first art journal he's done, but he wanted to finish it and he did. I'm so proud of him. I just think it's so beautiful and so special to see what art journaling looks like from, you know, the eyes of a 7-year-old. Like what really matters, I think what he taught me the most was how to feel about it, which was that it should always just be happy. You should be proud of everything that's in there. And it doesn't matter how ridiculous it is. It doesn't even matter if you do it twice. It doesn't even matter if it bulks up the journal or if you glue it across the page and you have to cut it in half. The way that I look at this journal with such adoration, that is also accessible to me with my own journals. And if I can appreciate it in him as a 7-year-old, why can't I appreciate that in me as a whatever age I am year old? As an 18-year-old. Sorry if I just blew out your eardrums. Imagine me trying to get away with being 18. Okay, anyway, let's get on to my journal. It's not going to be as fun as looking through Ligi's, but I collected just a whole bunch of junk, as I do. 2021. I love these letters. I mean, I don't go to bat for Collage Club a lot because it is there. It is what it is. You know, you can't make much of the fact that it's just printables every month, but these letters are some of the things I'm most proud of. I don't think they're on there anymore. I think they're on Etsy now, but I remember how long it took and how exciting it was to see it all come together. They just look so beautiful and graphic. I love them. I love them. I love them. My mum gave me this banner, this bumper sticker from Southwest Rocks, which worked really well because that was our main destination. Here we go. This is a Chico roll. I've got, I guess that's a receipt. Maybe that's for my taxes. This is a Chico roll that my mum did. And yeah, mum. She signs everything. And then the ingredients in the Chico roll, which we had no idea were cabbage, carrots, green beans, celery, onion, 4% beef, and chili, which was wild. I had no idea there was chili in there. I'm always going to remember that now. And just decorative. A lot of the bits and pieces in here, that like all these little things are from Collage Club, little printables, like all these. And I just decorated. There's not a whole bunch of meaning to a ton of the decoration other than like Elijah was doing so many rainbows. I did rainbows. I literally copied most of what Elijah did, to be honest. Here are our little stamps. Moira Rose. This is from my mum and my stepdad. Me with the mini cam. A lot of the photos in here I printed at Officeworks, and then I tried to print them at Kmart as well because I thought they'd be better quality, and then some are from really bad old Sprocket paper, so don't worry about the quality of photos in here. They're all trash. Mama, this is garbage. Like, they are not great. I didn't do them in my home printer, so it is what it is. But I managed to actually do most of this journal whilst I was on the trip. This doesn't usually happen. I was going to do this when I got home. I just was so inspired by the fact that Elijah wanted to do so much arts and crafts that I thought, why not? Let's just go for it. I got some Australian paper pack from Kmart, which was fun. It was fun to go. I started my art journaling journey in Australia, but I quickly moved to the States after that. So I feel like once I started acquiring lots of supplies, it's obviously a lot easier and kind of cheaper to get it here in the States. But when I do go to Australia, it's kind of a novelty to see some of the Australiana type, you know, paper packs and stuff. So I picked that up here and there. Little stamps, all my little photos. These are Christmas photos. I was being inspired to do my own full page of washi stuff. I got a lot of the stuff that I got for Christmas as well, like the wrapping paper and the cards. Like this was the front of the envelope that Steve and I had given to my sister and her family for their Christmas card. So I put that in there. Anything that someone was going to throw away, like it had to pass me first to see if I could use it in my journal, and then they were allowed to throw it away. I'm talking everything, everything. These are my tickets for the plane. We love that in a travel journal. That's how you know you've traveled. This was my whole ode to the Delta flight. I got to sit by myself, like literally the entire row. So that, that economy seat turned into a first class seat real quick. I put all the seat things up, the dividers up, and just laid out across the thing. And I had the exact same setup on the way home too. Same flight attendant even, who recognized me from the first time. It was so luxurious. I will say though, because they were some of the first flights back to Australia after the pandemic had lifted, it did cost me, I think the flights total were $3,000, which is exorbitant for an economy flight to Australia. But I didn't want to do any stopovers because I felt like, what if I had a problem with like quarantines and stopovers, and I didn't want to risk it. It had been so long since I saw my family, so blah 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 blah, etc etc. I spent that much on the ticket, but it was almost worth it for getting all those seats to myself. Because it's like I technically bought 3 seats. This was the other Santa that we did in here. My book was a craft insert, so you can see there's the all the paper is craft on the background. So some of the pencils showed up really nicely against that. I like working with craft if I'm going to just stick a whole bunch of junk in here. I feel like it looks like it's already started rather than just a blank white page, but it's not a rule I have. There's the topper of our Christmas tree at home, Grand Star. I love that, I love all those stories. This is from my Bonds packaging, our family photo. Elijah had one of those as well. This was when Elijah did this big one, and I did some of these little versions of his little people. I just love how he draws people. I think they're so fun. And then I put some googly eyes on. A candy cane, this is his. So I kept that, and this goes into my Delta travel kit. This is from, I can show you, I guess. This is a little tag, some Collage Club stuff on there. There's a letter from Steve in here, my little Christmas note that he left me since we spent Christmas apart. And this is from my auntie. That's a bit of a tradition, so I kept that. And I put happy face. I think Elijah put happy faces all over that. These are some photos. A lot of it's just packaging. These were all little name tags from my presents, which I thought was so cute. It's a great way to capture everyone's handwriting and, the style of Christmas wrapping paper. Like, when you look back at 70s wrapping paper and you can tell it was of that era. I wonder if in 20, 30 years, I'll look back and I'll know that this is of the 2000s, even though I'm pretty sure some of this is from the 70s. Knowing my family, it probably is. But anyway, this is my mom's potato bake recipe. She was, I was having cooking time with mommy in the kitchen, and she spoke me through the whole thing. Can't really make sense of a lot of the writing, so probably still have to wing it, but it was nice to do that and have that memory. This, Elijah had colored this in, so I put it in there. A lot of these stickers, these little circles, are of Southwest Rocks. I put them in Collage Club. We had that whole page of photo kind of picture circle thing. These are the Southwest Rocks ones that I put back in here. So much in here. We did coloring books, The Adventures of Snugglepot and Cuddlepie, May Gibbs. I'd done it for Merry Mixed Media last year, and I had just done it because my gran loved the Gumnut Babies. And I thought, it'd be good to do that. It's kind of really Australiana, so that would make sense. But there was a ton of different companies that had done collaborations with the IP. So when I went there were coloring books, there were bed sheets, there was homewares, there was everything that was all the adventures of Cuddlepot and Snugglepie, the Gumnut Babies. So we had some coloring books that we had gotten, and I was just coloring that in. And I just decided to put it in there. This is from Merry Mixed Media. My mum, this was her cross-stitch ornament that she didn't finish, so I just used it as my journal fodder. Some more gumnut babies. A lot of my photos just became tip-ins and places to write things. These are my other nephews. These are my brother's children, Ryan and Knight. This is Shiseido Men. This is what I use for my skincare. Hashtag skincare routine. Hashtag everyone's been asking me. Hashtag hashtag sponsored. I wish, could you imagine? I do use this. It is really nice. I swear by Shiseido Men. Here is Elijah's little people. When I put it in Collage Club, here are more of those stickers that I was talking about. I got some bonds, a lot of tags, a lot of the things that I bought, and I didn't pay that price. They were on sale when I got them. Elijah did this from Merry Mix Media, the Gumnut Babies. My mum left me this note. I already appreciate the sentimental value of just having handwriting and notes and stuff, but a lot of the stuff that I have of my gran obviously has a whole lot more of a deeper sentiment now that she's no longer here. And so it seems pretty grim when you think of it that way. Like, I don't want to say that every time you're collecting something, just, don't think you're crazy. Think of when they're not going to be here. But in reality, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, there'll be a time when I'll look back at this and it will bring me comfort to see her handwriting again and to, just remember these memories in all of their entirety and all the little nuances that I won't be able to remember, all the little things that we said in passing, or the tiny little moments of the day that I would forget. Like, these journals do so much of a better job than my brain does at storing all of it. So it means a lot to me now. I can only imagine how much this is going to mean to me in the future, I guess. What a grim thought. I put extra little photos in here. Just a little tip in. This is when we went to the mermaid pond. Oh, by the way, this totally bypassed my favorite part of this journal. This is my Nippy's iced chocolate. When I was younger, we would get whatever little money we'd get for Christmas. When we went to Southwest Rocks, I would mostly just buy chocolate milk and, the little capsule, I want to say gachapon because I only know them as those Japanese things, but the capsule toy vending things, those little things you put 20 cents in, you get a little capsule toy. I'd get the ones with the little rings with the gemstones that you could adjust the size because my fingers were always chubby. And so I'd just be like decked out with rings and chocolate milk for Southwest Rocks. But this was the brand I'd get, and they would only ever sell it at the reception of the holiday caravan park that we were at. They'd have a little fridge, and this was next to the fish tank that had the seahorses in them that I made the discovery that mermaids were this big because the seahorses were what they rode. So they must, in theory, be smaller than the seahorse. So all of that is really fully connected. Like, this is fully connected to mermaids for me for that reason. But yeah, it was my favorite part of the day. You know how adults would go and get coffee? I'd rock up to the reception and get my Nippy's iced chocolate to start the day. And I can't say much has changed. When I went there, I went straight to the Coles and got a 6-pack. And it wasn't the only 6-pack that I got throughout that trip. The kids love them too. There's something about this chocolate milk that is unlike others. It's literally iced chocolate flavor. So it's not chocolate milk, it's iced chocolate flavor, which in Australia is a whole different thing. Anyway, whatever. I can't get into it because now I'm desperate for some Nippy's chocolate milk. These are more family pics. I used a lot of my Merry Mix Media, what was it called? The Advent. I did the Aussie Advent calendar. This is Muriel from Muriel's Wedding. I used a lot of those in here because it was, fully Australiana, my whole trip. So I wanted to put all that in there. Some drawings that I did of just random things from the holiday. Like, there was an old post that from the old bridge at Back Beach. They've since updated the bridge, but the post is still there, and people have made it into this weird kind of like character totem pole thing that just keeps getting weirder and weirder every time you go by it. So I just drew that there. More stamps. Colgate. There it is. I put that in there because that's all I've ever known, but I use Crest now, and I hate to say it, sorry Australia. I don't know if it really is Australian, but I prefer Crest over Colgate now. Bianca, fully snoring. Excuse me, Bianca. Bianca. Oh, she's getting worse. Bianca. Bianca. Oh my goodness, she's not going to stop. Okay, sorry, I just had to cut the video there because no amount of screaming, no amount of anything. I literally had to pull the blanket she's lying on, and she's up against the wall. This is my black cat, Bianca, right? And she's, well, let's call her a senior cat. She doesn't look that old, but she's getting up there. She was snoring so loud that I wanted to stop her because I know she's going to go crazy. But up against the wall, her head was like this, and I pulled the blanket she was on, and she's sliding her head down the wall until it's flat on the blanket. Like, did not wake up. Her little paw starts going like this. She starts twitching like crazy. I'm yelling at her again, Bianca, Bianca. I grab her little monkey. I throw the monkey at her because I think I don't want to touch her in case she like swats at me. Did not flinch. Monkey fully hits her. She did not flinch. So then I call Steve in here to wake her up, and he puts his hands on her, and she does the most dramatic, like, have you ever seen children trying to pretend that they were so asleep that when they wake up, they're just terrible actors, and they're like, oh, I was so asleep. She just did the cat equivalent version of that. What a mess. Okay. Sorry, that was our little cat detour right in the middle of the flip. If you didn't want chatty, I assumed you probably are not even at this point in the video and you probably just watched the music only flip. So I think I'm gonna, I'm be happy about that. I'm gonna leave all this in there. But this is more photos of us at the beach. Elijah, oh, this is so cute. The first day I got to Australia, I gave Elijah this little sticker book that Steve had brought home for him. And I was like, oh, Uncle Steve got you this sticker book. I know that you like Toy Story. And so he went straight to his dad's office and grabbed out this kind of pearl paper, and he made everyone in the house a little sheet of the stickers. And so he put my name on here, and these were my little sticker collection, and he gave it to us and like literally presented it to everyone as gifts. I thought it was so adorable. Obviously, I don't feel bad about cutting it up and putting it into my journal because it's going to have a much better longevity in here than just floating about my desk. But I thought it was so special, so cute. Oliver, now Oliver's trying to get in. Oliver, leave the door alone. Steve, do you mind opening the door if he's going to do that? Please? Thanks. He's going to take him away. Speaking of, this is the picture Elijah drew of Oliver. And this is a little quote I put down here. I said, after seeing Elijah fussy cut me out of a photo, I said, oh, wow, you cut me out so skinny. And then Elijah goes, yeah, I know. That's how I like you. Same. I mean, out of the mouth of children, it's just so... I would forget that. I mean, it's a funny story. I would never remember that, and that is just so funny, and I will always remember it now. There's Elijah and Nate and Ryan. They're my nephews. And more family holiday stuff. Little Hootie Bell. Savvy Bear. It's niece. My niece. Oh, Custard Tart. I had to draw a Custard Tart. Custard Tart's my favorite thing ever. I don't really know where they originated from, but it's like a... I guess it's... What would you call it? A cookie base? It's not a cookie base. Cheesecake base? It's like a pie, but it's just custard. It's got nutmeg on top. I think it's just a heavenly experience. If you can ever try a custard tart in Australia, get into it. I have about 2 a day. Like, there is no restraint when it comes to Nippy's chocolate milk and custard. I mean, anything really. Any Australian food and beverage. Like, I didn't realize, and I forget until I go home, that Australia has a lot of juices that are like orange and mango or passion fruit flavored things. Like in the States, I don't see anything passion fruit flavored. The other day I did try something, but it was a passion fruit concentrate. It was super syrupy. I'm like, there is just flavor profiles in Australia that I don't necessarily find outside of Australia in this, like, all together in one place. Like, some parts are very tropical, some are very British influences, some are very, like, Asian influences, and I really do miss Australian food. But when I go, I indulge for a couple of weeks, and then I have to let it go. This is a bad reason for me to look at these journals when I'm hungry. Oh, this is funny to me. We're doing our family photos. My mum, when she saw me practicing photography, thought that would be a great time to put the pressure on and do all our family photos. Which, you know what, I think I did an okay job. I wish Steve was going to be there to do it, but there was still weird like travel restrictions for Steve. But maybe she'll get him to do them in November. We go home. I can't imagine her passing up that opportunity. But this was, I had set it up on a tripod because I was supposed to be in the photo. So for me to get in this, I had to set the camera up on a timer for 10 seconds and run behind everybody and pose. And we're not close here because I only had a nifty 50 on. So this was like, I mean, I would say a good 15, 20 feet away from the group. So I'm doing a sprint. I'm Usain Bolt trying to get into this photo. And all of that to say, it was on a tripod and I didn't want to move it because I just set everything up perfect. And my mum comes out with all these balloons and I was like, what are you doing? And she goes, I want a candid photo, like, you know, the ones you've been doing at the beach and at the skate park. And I was doing super dramatic black and whites at the beach and the skate park. She goes, yeah, just candid photos like that of, you know, me and the grandkids. And so she does it and she puts the balloon, she goes, we're going to have a balloon race. And she gets the balloons up, they put them between their legs and they just run at the camera. And my mum's like, did you get it? I was like, what? She goes, just candid, just, you know, beautiful life shots. And I'm laughing my head off because I'm thinking, first of all, I don't know if she knows what candid really means because she has fully staged this whole thing to be a photo. And second of all, what beauty am I capturing in this insane balloon race that you're having towards the camera? Like, what do you think these photos are going to look like? In the end, I printed one out just to be like, there's my mom's candid. You know what, maybe she liked the colors in them. We ended up getting a bit more candid at the beach, but yeah, it's funny. I appreciate that she had faith in the skill that I was growing at that time, but yeah, I wouldn't put me in charge of family photos again. Too stressful. Butter menthol, love them. If you've never had these, I don't know how you're going to get your hands on them, but they're quite a flavor profile. I'm going to go back to the Australian flavor profiles. These literally taste like butter and menthol at the same time, but they're really, really delicious. I kind of eat them as candy, which I don't think you're supposed to, but whatever. Don't do that. I can do that because it's my life and I can ruin it how I please, but don't you do that. I think there's a limit on how many you're supposed to have. Anyway, this is my mum's Gumnut Baby from Merry Mix Media and Lalaji Lulu. There's their family at the beach. Some more Collage Club stuff and some cute wrapping paper. Elijah's birthday. I used those circle stickers from Collage Club, the ones I was talking about, the Southwest Rocks kind of photos. I used them and I put 3 dots on them just to make bowling balls. I thought that was such a fun way. You know, it's circles, obviously, but circles and triangles and squares being simple shapes. I mean, you can see them turn up almost everywhere, but they make really versatile little collage elements if you've got stuff like this. And these are actually photos of things that like I've experienced in my life. Like this was a photo that Elijah took of the Christmas tree and it had a motion blur to it. And these were the lights on a carousel at the Hunter Valley Gardens. Hi. You can keep the door open if he's going to walk in and out. Sorry, cat problems. Oliver only wants to be in here because the door's shut. And the door's only shut because he was bothering Bianca.
He gets FOMO from your side of the family.
I hardly think the cat's sharing my DNA. Anyway. Bowling. Oh, what was I saying? Yeah, so if you want to just make a sheet of really versatile kind of sticker elements, just do some circles, triangles, and squares. I think circles and squares and rectangles are probably the easiest and best. But yeah, I think it's a fun way to get, it's like kind of blending 2 memories together. Like I know where this is from, but now I know what it relates to as well. Is that too much? Am I being too much in this 24-hour journal flip that I'm doing? All right. Oh, Hootie Bell. I love this photo. I should finish a thought. I love this photo. A lot of the photos we have from when we were younger at Southwest Rocks, there's always a photo of us as children or babies in sinks having like a sink bath. So we did one for Savannah, and this is my mum giving her the sink bath. So I thought that was really pretty, and I can just imagine her growing older and having her grands, like a photo of her and her gran. Like, I just thought it'd be really special. I get so upset because I just want to be with them. I just want to be at home. These things make me feel so displaced. It's okay. I'm happy here. I'm happy and I'm fine. But I miss my family all the time. This is Elijah's cross-stitch ornament from Merry Mix Media. I skipped right past that. I put this in here. My mum cut this out for me. This is Coca-Cola No Sugar. We call it Coke Zero. I think that's the same thing here. That's the equivalent because I didn't find any Coke Zero in Australia. And it's funny to me because it's called Coke No Sugar. Like when you ask for it in Australia, you say Coke No Sugar. That's what my family says. And so I took this is one of those other circle stickers at the top of the can. And my mum actually drew this for me. I thought she did a really good job. She drew it because she knows that's just a quirk that I find pretty funny. My mum, my mum's favorite store at the moment is called Pillow Talk, which is like a whole store of home furnishings, but mostly pillows. And she just redone a whole bunch of beds in the house, and each bed features about 17 different pillows. So she's like really into it right now. It's a little bizarre, but I'm here for it. And then she was showing me some of the stuff that I think she might want for her retirement. Everyone's planning on retiring at Southwest Rocks, so it's kind of fun to be there and see, like, I guess where I'm going to be visiting everyone in their retirement, even though I always go to Southwest Rocks. But now I feel like everyone's kind of like migrating there. So that's nice. I love it there. I love that I'm going to have tons of reasons to go. There's Daisy, Auntie's dog. These are all the names for my sister, the nicknames. I think I have the other list in here. Yeah, these are Elijah's nicknames. These are Savannah's nicknames. And these are all Siobhan's nicknames, which I called her all the time, which is so funny because one of Siobhan's nicknames growing up was Savannah. So when she called her daughter Savannah, we were all a little shocked that she wanted to use that, considering that's, for all intents and purposes, that was her name. But yeah, she thought it was beautiful, so she chose that. I think it's beautiful. I think it suits her. Anyway, I called Siobhan almost everything except for Siobhan. I don't think I've ever really called her Siobhan. Like, even in a very formal setting, I can't seem to bring myself to call her Siobhan. I'll call her anything else. Rainbow Paddle Pop. You know I love Rainbow Paddle Pops. Years ago, I said that the color palette that I love, which is yellow, it's kind of primary color, the printer primaries, right? Cyan, magenta, and yellow. I said to myself, that's what I'm going to call a Rainbow Paddle Pop, because that's what it reminded me of. But when I got these Rainbow Paddle Pops at home, I didn't realize they're pink, yellow, and purple. They're not blue. I think because the blue mixed with the pink when I was talking about the yellow, pink, and blue, and it made a purple, that's what made me think of it. But there was no blue in that originally. So I've updated it. I'm still going to call yellow, pink, and blue my Rainbow Paddle Pop color palette, but it is what it is. Golden Gay Time, if you know my story about that, you know, but hilarious. I love those ice creams too. And there's the same picture that I drew for Lige, throwing him around in the pool. Oh, it's organic coconut oil and kaffir lime, Castile Body Bar. Oh, it smells so good. This is the other part of the packaging that Elijah has in his journal. So my journal is also scented. They're both scented, coconut and lime, really. So it's very tropical. This is 3 generations of women at the beach. My niece, my sister, and my mother. And then the crown. We have these little bonbons that we have at Christmas. It's a very Australian thing to do. We don't really do that here. I found some here, but they're really expensive. And like David Jones expensive. So we just have the junky little ones at home, but they always come with a little crown, and I always try to get the red one. This isn't actually mine. I think someone else gave me the red one, but love that. It's very Christmas to me to see this stupid little crepe paper crown. I'm not going to talk about this. I don't know if I talked about this in that College Club video, but Footprints in the Sand, that poem, if you know, you know. This was a page my sister did, since Elijah had... Every time Elijah was journaling, my sister was right there too with Savannah, so one time she had a go. And this is her art journaling spread. She's very neat. She's a maximalist, just like me. This is our family photo. There's some Butter Menthols packaging. I should say, a lot of these photos and things that I drew over with everything, like using these pens, I have these Stedler Lumer Color Permanent. They're like, I guess, the equivalent of a Sharpie, And it came in this 4-pack, but these are super like quick drying and super permanent on everything. Like, don't accidentally draw on a wooden table or something because they're not coming off. But yeah, you can, well, I guess they're not super duper quick drying, but there you go. I think you could scratch it off maybe. It's on plastic. Yeah, that's pretty dried on there, but I think you can scratch it off. But it's pretty permanent, so for all your journaling needs, if you're someone that does a lot of like magazines, like if you do a lot of black and white line work over magazine pages, I think one of these Staedtler Lumo colors will be kind of good for you. Oh yeah, it's got on everything here: plastic, metal, stone, wood, styrofoam, glass, film. I got these in Australia. Staedtler isn't really a brand I see a lot here in the States, but it's something that I always saw in Australia growing up. Curly Whirly, love them. Another picture. And then this is family members, and the cats are there too. I did a quick little one-line contour portrait of myself at the back with some gold. And then another bumper sticker my mum gave me and some more stickers. So that is my journal and just some of the stories. I had a really, really wonderful time. I could speak at length about every single part of the trip. I think I've shared a lot of it on Instagram lives and bits and pieces here and there. I had an absolutely amazing time. It was stressful to kind of travel because travel seems to have changed a lot since I've traveled in the past, but I think also over time, that will kind of return to normal. We're all scheduled to go back for my sister's wedding in November, so we're going to do it all again, and Stella's coming this time, and Steve's going to be there, so I can't wait to take more footage then and do more things and share more stuff from then. Every time we go home though, I mean, even though these are travel journals in a sense, it's going home for the holidays, right? So it's not really about Australia and all the sights you'd want to see. These are very home life kind of memories. But I really love that, and I'm excited to share more of that with Steve, because Steve's only been to Australia once to see me in 2015, I think it was. Yeah, 2015, 2016? I think it was 2015. Yeah, so he's really only been there, and he did lots of that home stuff as well, but I feel like it wasn't very long. And Stella's never been to Australia, so it's going to be fun to be able to show them stuff. We'll go to Sydney and we'll do some of the regular touristy stuff, but just to show them parts of Australia like Southwest Rocks, where the vibe is so laid back and old school. It literally feels like it's in a time warp, and that it hasn't, it's still in the 70s. It's just such a random experience, and then to be there with all of my extended family, it's gonna be so much fun. So I'm really excited. Thank you for being around for this. I'm going to this flip, these journals. I'm gonna do a music only flip just for people who don't want to sit through all of that chatter. But yeah, I'll share you more stuff on YouTube next week, every week really, unless you're seeing this in the future and I've changed my mind. But yeah, we got a whole YouTube channel full of stuff, so go check out more if you want to. Otherwise, I'll see you around when I see you. It's been fun to chat to you about my memories of Australia over the holidays. Until next time, have fun. Bye.